I did 2 videos recently on improvising, in flatpicking guitar improvising, and they sure haven't got much interest in them. Only a couple of comments and things, but that's okay. Sometimes I do videos just for myself to get the information down, and if there's one person that benefits from it or gets something from it, that's fine with me. But I thought it might be interesting to show you how I actually put all that information into practice. I'm going to improvise. I'm going to work on improvisations and variations on a tune that I haven't played in a while. I'll make a decision of which tune that is in just a minute. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I know I'm in A. Just easier to get out. Being an old man, I took an afternoon nap and I'm half asleep, so it's usually a good time to improvise when you're not thinking about too many things. You're not thinking about too much work stuff, and you're going to sit down, you're going to play your guitar. First thing I do is warm up, because this is it. You're going to see this live. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be flubs, there's going to be ideas that come up that I have to, I'm going to try and get them down, and then I'm going to go back and you're going to see the process of trying to get the ideas down as they come to me. And I'm going to try to come up with some new ideas in this song. I haven't played anything in quite a while. I haven't played this guitar in quite a while, which is also an interesting thing because you're exploring the guitar. What can this guitar do? This is my Peru OMD. This is the one that's Engelmann spruce top and walnut back and sides. I have videos on these OMDs. These are my number 1 and number 2 guitars, really. So the first thing I got to do, having just sat down, is I got to get blood flowing to my fingers, get my dexterity and my responses down. You've got to get good responses down. You've got to get your brain awake, but not too awake. Having a subconscious going on is very important, I think, in actual improvisation. I can't think too hard about it. Even though I gave you all the intellectual stuff that goes behind improvisation, when I'm actually playing, you gotta get into the zone. It's like writing, it's writing. You got to freeform write, and you've got to get your mind loosened up a little bit. So first thing I got to do is actually play a little bit of stuff. And then as I get going, I'm going to decide which fiddle tune or which tune I'm going to take for improvisation. So here we go. First thing is just lick some stuff to get my fingers moving. Well, there was some stuff in there I had never done before. I had never done that. On the whole, I don't know. I ended up playing the Gold Rush, I think. Yeah, that was the Gold Rush. And the melody is just a little bit too strong in there to really get away with much. But some of the things that I came up with there on the fly that I hadn't really ever done before was exploring. The main melody goes to D. So let's just boil that melody down into its barest forms. Let's see. You know, I did that at the beginning when I sketched it out. So I was exploring hitting different places to hit that D note. And what could I get away with? I think there's still more I could do, though. Something like that might be fun. I was exploring ways to hit the D's at the same time. So what can you do with that? So could you go, and then you needed the F. So the F is right there. That might be kind of cool. Let's see if I can pull off that. You know, on that tune too, even though in the video I did an improvisation, I said I probably wouldn't just play continuous notes. On that particular tune, the notes are continuous. There's not really a good open breathing space on that song, except on the second part. That's a little bit of a breathing space. Otherwise, on the Gold Rush, it is in fact a continuous flow of notes. I'm not feeling a good spot to sit. Not like a vocal tune. That's the thing. So I picked that as a fiddle tune. And the fiddle tune, I can definitely hear that fiddle just going at it. Constant notes, but with some rhythmic variation. So fiddle tune was a different sort of example of that. But again, what I was looking at in my head as I was playing along is ways to hit that same note. I did like that when I did that, when I went like this. I like that. I like that idea. I like the way that flowed out. And I went out and I developed that just a little bit by sliding into the B. Because the melody does that. An F and an E, capo, F and an E against the D. So as I was going along and I saw that F sitting there, and that was an open E. And I thought, what happens if you do that dissonance against it? That was kind of cool. I was looking for an explosive, cascading sort of thing there. And I got that. I'm sure that's heavily David Greer influenced on that little lick. think I played that before somewhere. But it kind of came to me there, and I was playing around. What could I get away with just a pentatonic scale? But the note, the melody's going to the D all the time. So doing the straight pentatonic scale didn't help me much. So, yeah, that did. Yeah, that's kind of a good little idea. It's an idea to pursue. So when you sit here and you play like this and you improvise and you come up with things on the fly, as you can see, there were ideas that came to me while I was playing, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to sit down like this, and I'm going to hunt those things down again and flesh them out and trying to figure out what it is that I was actually trying to do. Some of them I pulled off, some of them I didn't. You know, I went back and did this lick a bunch of times trying to nail that down. And actually, here it is right here. It's a D, C, B. It's the opening. It's the intro to the thing. I thought the up the neck thing worked out pretty good. I thought that had some potential. So back to this idea. So I like that. Sliding up into that. So I'm doing the D, the F. I'm skipping the E for this time. And then I'm going back up to the D that way. And then there's the F note and the G note, capoed. And I did hit it, didn't I? So that's a pretty good variation that fits under my fingers well and came out good. I could use that for sure. And what I like about that is the power of getting those three notes down. Getting the G droning on that. I switch to a drone on this D. Getting the G, F on there. That's not a bad little phrase there. Alright, so that's an idea. I mean, that's what I do when I'm going to sit down and try and work up something new for a tune. Refresh my memory on a tune and that sort of thing. And that's not something that you're going to do when you have two breaks to play on a tune. Then you're going to do your melody and you're going to do one little variation and you're out. This is a jam session thing where you sit around with two or three other people that are musically adept as you are, maybe a little bit better, and swap ideas back and forth. So you listen to them, see what they have to say, and maybe you try to mimic some of that back at them. and etc. In my life, I've been in a few really good jams, and I remember one where there was two other guitar players that had just graduated from South Plains College. Really good players, real good players, and we sat in Ann Luna, who is my favorite bass player in the entire world. She has a channel, and you really need to go check it out. Of course, you don't get them when you watch somebody give lessons. You don't really have an idea of what they can actually do. And when you get a person in a jam or something like that, then you can see what they can really do. And let me tell you, Ann Luna is the best bass player I have ever in my life played with. So she's got a channel, ANNE, Luna, as in the moon, Ann Luna. Anyway, Ann was playing bass. 3 guitar players, me, those 2 guys, Ann was on bass, and we would play a single song for 30 minutes. I think we only played like 4 songs in 2 hours. They had ideas, and this guy had an idea, and I'd spit stuff back, and he would copy it, and we just kept playing same song. Never got boring because everybody had takes on it, and then we were there all night long. We had nothing to do but play, and I swear we played 4 songs in 2 hours, and Ann got a blister on her finger. And had to run to the bathroom and pop it and put a Band-Aid on, and then she switches to her other finger. It just kept right on going. It was ridiculous. Those 2 guys were really good, and I was older, a little bit more mature, so I had already been in their place, although they were better than me. It just was a really good jam. That's one of the most memorable jams I've ever had.